Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank y'all so much for stopping by the live stream again. I really appreciate it. Hope everybody had a safe 4th of July. Shout out to the NTZ crew. That's Michael Beecher Life. I saw where you got that 75-inch screen. What are you trying to keep up with the Joneses? I know Jacob Tanje's on here. He's certainly going to be on here. There he is. All my fourth quarter members, as Ray said, the peso 61.51. Yeah, it keeps hovering around that 61 and a half. I know you sent me the other day, it was 61.75. What's up, Jeff Retada? 6'9". I see Roger on here. What times it travels? Yeah, thank y'all, man. I really appreciate y'all support. All my old heads, that's Q. I was watching your video the other day. Q's really got some interesting content, guys. If y'all really want to see what it's like to live in the province, I was watching the video where you was talking about the CR there. And I thought to myself, if you live like that, Q, you can live off 1,000 a month. You're living with at that time you was living with your girlfriend's family. That's the real province. If anybody's never seen it, go to Q in the Philippines. He's got a lot of videos like that, man, where he's showing you the nitty gritty. All you guys talking about moving to the province? Certainly at night. This video was at night. His girlfriend's in there showing how to use the bathroom and everything like that. I don't think Americans is built for that. What's up, Richie Rich? Any new viewers and subscribers on here today? Obi-Wan Kenobi, welcome. And anybody catching this on replay? He said the peso was 61.51. That's pretty damn good. I'm having a carport built for the e-bike and Maryland's motorcycle, and eventually that van we're going to get. But before we get that van, we're going to sell that e-bike. I'm not going to have both of them. What's up, W Secrets of Success? Yeah, you the one who gave me the idea for the video I made today. When you sent me that link to that guy, I'm not going to call him out. I'll let people find the video themselves, but this guy's a hypocrite. He called out another vlogger for selling dreams, and he basically criticizing another vlogger, but yet I interviewed the guy. And y'all lit him up in the comment section. He asked me to take the video down, so I took it down publicly and left it up in my members only and Patreon. But he's the one, he's talking about the vlogger selling dreams, and I was like, well, hell, the biggest dream being sold here in the Philippines, one of the biggest, is that made with benefits. But we don't get into that, not yet. I did want to say, is anybody watching the World Cup? It wasn't until I started reading this book by Pele that I even started getting into soccer for real. I never watched it. It takes too long, man, to score. But I guess, I don't really understand about it. Now, I haven't talked to Fred lately. They got a typhoon bearing down on Guam. I don't know if they're going to get hit by it or not. But no, I think Fred is riding off into the sunset, man. He got too popular. Man. The guy was giving out all that good information, and, he had a good story, a good personality. And hell, they ran the man into the ground. Every time I look up, Fred was getting interviewed by another channel. He wasn't trying to do all that, man. Man's trying to retire. What's up, Crazy Black Man from America? He said, good morning, Cal. Much respect to Brother Cal and Sunshine Shows community. Are you over there in the DR yet? What's going on, man? War 777. This guy's over in the Middle East, man. Is things quieted down over there, man? I won't tell him where you are. He says, I was trying to help guys $1,000 a month as possible. Yeah, but man, yeah, if you live like that, basically a cinder block house, boarded up windows and a metal roof, guys ain't come all the way over here for that. But you sort of remind me of Elliot Eastman, believe it or not. Not in a bad way, just the way y'all live. You young guys living like that. He said, I enjoy the live streams, a mix of life facts and, funny commentary. Hey, I appreciate it, man. We just on here trying to have fun, really. You know, we always have a topic. Today's topic is, why are people not as happy with more as they used to be with less? You know, I was just asking myself that question the other day. You know, with all this modern technology, higher standard of living, better pay, more options, we should be happy. It's all here for us to be happy and to live our best lives. But, man, so many of us choose to be angry and frustrated. It's all right here for you. I didn't listen to Trump's speech. You know, I really did. I'm not gonna lie. I don't listen to any of his speeches. I didn't listen to Biden's speeches either. What's up, Don? I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, I see where Brazil got beat. You know, the world really caught up with them fast because Brazil, hell, they won the most World Cups. I believe they won 5. Some of the best players that's ever got out on the pitch are from Brazil, though. I mean, really, the big-time superstars. You know, Pele was bigger than the game. Hell, he was Jordan before Jordan. But yeah, I hope everybody had a safe, 4th of July. I saw where that plane was hit by the fireworks. That Delta flight was hit by fireworks. And they warned the pilots anyway on approach to be careful. That's crazy, right? He said, Unc, they had brownouts in the Baltimore area. This heat wave's been crazy. Yeah, 112 degree index. I saw where so many people died in New Jersey and all around the states. What's up, Jay Shabazz? But this is what we deal with on a daily basis, Rashard. This is why I tell guys all the time. From Houston and South Florida and stuff, they be talking about the weather over there competes with the Philippines. Bullshit, man. No, I don't. That's not true at all. He said it's quiet down in the desert, but I'm headed to the fields in a few days. Hey, if you anywhere near Cebu, let me know, man. I'll come through and holler at you. He said I like JFK. Yeah, let's see, how many JFK was assassinated in November of 1963. So that would have made me, I was 6 months old. He said the Latinos were complaining about the African teams kicking their butts. Well, hell, all the other European teams are made up of Africans. France and all those. Yeah, but, okay, he says, I disagree, right? Houston, I'm from Houston, it gets hotter than Cebu. Yeah, but name me the last time Cebu's had a ice storm where y'all got froze out in Houston just a couple of years ago. Okay, I'm sorry. It don't happen. Houston can't fuck with the Philippines, man. You guys get a break. Y'all get something called winter over there. I got so many friends from Houston. Okay, I'm sorry. He said, Uncle, when it's part of this topic, we're really just the world and my views right now. You know, just looking at the world, we talk only about the Iran war, right? But there's so many skirmishes and wars going on right now. Look at my comment section. You know, I'm looking on the news. The world is people are unhappy, man. People are frustrated and angry. And I'm saying we got all of this stuff right now. See, when I was growing up, it was simpler times, man. We play out in the street, you know, football in the street. You know, there was no computers and all that stuff. There was no remote jobs, right? You guys, man, you guys can, y'all can work overseas and all that kind of stuff. I mean, pay is better. Remember we were talking the other day, like 100,000 is nothing today. Where if you were making 100,000 when we were growing up, man, you were rich. Yeah, he said, yeah, Texas is only hot. Yeah, this is Ray. He's from Texas. Come on, crypto. Yeah, the heat that you had yesterday. But I'm talking about we have it all year. And then now that man, don't y'all know it's an El Nino and it's strengthening, man. It's hot, man. I'm talking about hot, hot. I used to get up early and walk, you know. Now, if you ain't up at 6 o'clock and walking at 6, you can forget it. I mean, it's really, really hot. When Maryland's complaining about it being hot, Filipinos are talking about it's hot over here. Shit. It's hot, man. Y'all need to stop that foolishness. Wow, that was quick. England 2, Mexico 0. But yeah, that's what got me talking about this, you know, because I was going to talk about something else. And I was like, man, why is people so damn angry and frustrated and sad? You know, you only get one chance at this life, guys. You only get one life. I don't care what none of y'all say. If my mother could come back and give me some advice, some more advice, man, she would, man. I haven't seen my mother since September of 1993. That's what Mike Dooley said. He says 106 billion. He said, what is that? Everybody's like, well, what is 106 billion? He said, that's how many human beings have graced the face of this planet. And he said, what do they all have in common? Nobody could answer. He said, they all dead. He said, but here you are alive. You know, go for it, man. You may never get the opportunity again, guys. That's where this is coming from. Well, you know, I'm just saying that to people who celebrate it. It's just being, you know, just showing some manners, man. You know, some people celebrate the 4th of July. I didn't celebrate it over here. But I did that, you know. Yeah, I know the heat wave got people angry. A lot of shit got people angry, man. But we got air conditioning now, Rashad. Back in the day, if you had a heat wave, there wasn't no air conditioning, man. You had that window. I mean, you had that fan in the window. If you were lucky enough to have that. But life is so good now, man. Why are people still angry? You can go online and get married. You can go online and meet people. You don't even have to come out of your house and meet a woman, man. You know, break the ice, make plans to go out on a date and whatever. And then, you know, next thing you know, you getting it on. You married, you living together. 1 out of 5 new marriages, they met online. But people are still frustrated. But I want to talk about the made with benefits myth. that you see everybody talking about, man. I never talked about it. I don't even know. I do know what made me talk about it today. When that guy said something about selling dreams. He said the Zoom to Thailand was selling dreams. And I said, dude, you're a hypocrite. I interviewed you, and the people lit you up in the comment section, and you asked me to bring that down. You couldn't handle the criticism. But the biggest dream, this is the biggest dream being sold about the Philippines on YouTube. There is no such thing, guys, as made with benefits. When I told Marilyn that's what I was going to talk about today, she got upset. She said it's a lie. You know, I don't know what y'all think. These women over here are whores or something. You know, yeah, the girlfriend experience is real. Yeah, the unspoken agreement is real. But that's more than a maid with benefits. There's no self-respecting Filipino that's going to put up with that, man. Filipinos pour that out of their ass when they run out of content. They do that, and then they throw on the bikini. I was shocked the other day when I saw Whit D, your girl, Richard, in a bikini. I said, here she goes. They all do it, guys. You know, every last Filipino vlogger, it's not one Filipino vlogger I've never seen in a bikini. But they know they're lying to you about this made with benefits. It's not happening over here. Well, yeah, what you got is a prostitute cleaning your house. That's what you got. You're not meeting that. No woman's agreeing to that on the dating site. And you can call it what you want to call it. You're not going to say that in her face. That's not her understanding. Exactly. Exactly. Okay, and then if you do have such a thing and it's real, then why not stay with it? Because you guys are going to say, they haven't hit it yet. You know, I haven't read the comments yet, but I'm pretty sure they're going to be in there. Oh, I got one. Well, why aren't you still with it? That's a perfect situation. But what you got is a bar girl or a prostitute cleaning your house. Filipinos want more than that, guys, okay? I'm telling you, they want more than that. They want more than a job. Y'all crazy, man. Hey, what's up, Paul? Just got back on the 3rd. Okay, and celebrate the 4th. And Justin Critter threw the big All-American party. Paul, Dog, and Goldfinger was there. It was a great party. Yeah, you were telling me about that. Welcome back, man. I may end up being in Dumaguete before the week's over with, man, because I want to go to the beach. I think I want to go to Siquijor for a few days. I'll hit you up if I get there, man. We go out, have a steak. But yeah, you're right. Q. And here's Rhino. He says, I've been in and out of the Philippines since 1970 and it didn't happen. There is no maid with benefits. I don't know where they come from, but it's popular. You know, they say maid with benefits, they getting thousands of views. I've seen them all from the Filipino P down to Beauty, down to all of them. With D, all of them have made them. All the other guys have made them. Paul, I think he made it. I know Chad Foster and all them guys. Mike Philin retirement, I believe he made it. But it's bullshit. That's a dream they selling you. None of those women or none of those men I mentioned have had that. Okay, they're not dealing with that. I did have a friend in Angeles City, okay? He still lives there now. And the woman that comes to clean his house is nothing but an ex-bar girl trying to turn her life around. She ain't no regular self-respecting Filipino woman in her right mind. Hey, Q, thanks for that super sticker. Paul is in Valencia. Paul lives in Valencia. They know they lying, man. Hey, Ricky Swift, thanks for that super sticker. Well, what's this? Thanks for that super sticker. I guess that's what this is. He said, maybe we just haven't explored that option. If it's a popular topic, then maybe there's some truth to it. Well, you can call it what you want. No, there ain't no truth to that. the truth is that it's a prostitute or a bar girl or freelancer cleaning your house. Yeah. They want you to think that you can have a young, regular Filipino woman that you're meeting on the dating site. Sort of like friends with benefits. Now, can it happen that you can hire a maid, somebody clean your house, and you fall in love or, lust or whatever, start having sex again? Yeah, but somebody's going to get up with feelings, more than likely a Filipina, okay? Who would want a woman fixing your food who's jealous, who knows you out fooling with other women and stuff? Nah, I'll be damned if I'm going to have a tampon in my damn coffee in the morning. I'll be damned if she going to scrub the bathroom with my toothbrush. I just haven't seen anybody come on it. I've been coming over here for 17 years. That's not a long time for real. Hell, the Philippines is 20, 30,000 years old. But I've never heard anybody with a legitimate Filipina. Bullshit, man. Maryland got hot. Because I said, well, this is what I'm going to talk about today. She got hot because she knows that's not true. Bullshit. No. Actually, I thought about it long before I started my YouTube channel. But it's just, I wouldn't want to be complicit, Antonio, in a lot of the riffraff that goes on those dating sites. He said, hey, Cal, have you ever thought about starting your own dating site? I did long before I got on YouTube because I see the money involved, but not now. When I know everything that goes on in those dating sites, really I could have a good dating site. All I would have to do is start, like on my members only, I could start interviewing women. But see, they come after me, Antonio, for stuff like that. See, that's why I don't even interview women anymore, because they accuse me of exploiting Filipino women over here. Yeah, I got in some big trouble about that. And human trafficking, see, so no, I wouldn't dare to think about that. He said, hey, Cal, have you ever, he said, why not just get a Yummy 4 mover in? She's going to cook and clean anyway. Yeah, it's foolishness, man. I don't know, man. It just did something to me when they know good and well. When I know an outright lie, I'll talk about it. That's an outright lie. I get it. It's entertainment. Okay, people want to, but they're talking as if it's really happening over here. It's not, man. They'll throw their sisters under the bus for clicks and views. That's not happening, and they know it's not happening. These women want a whole lot more than a job. That's all you're giving her, the damn job. He said, I could only handle the U.S. for a month. As AI answers the phones, everyone has a grumpy, bad attitude. Yeah, last week, 100-degree heat. Felt like I was here and had 3 power outages. Wow. That's what they said is a power outage in Baltimore. But no, I don't always check with Maryland. Very seldom, if ever. I just told her today because she was going and I was coming out the back door. And I said, yeah, I'm going to talk about. Because it's something near and dear to me, man. Because I've been over here a long time. I know a lot of Filipino women over here now. I know it's a lie, and I was saying, yeah, I'm going to talk about this made the benefits that it's not real. And Maryland said, of course it's not real. She went on and on about it. Because they got a lot of pride, man. The unspoken agreement, that's 100% true. Okay? But it's more than meets the eye, man, these relationships over here, man. They all in, man. They going for the gusto. They don't want no damn job. But no, I very seldom, if ever, talk to Marilyn. Yeah, I'm still boxing. Yeah, but I don't even want the headache because guys are always asking me, even now, is there anybody I can hook them up with? No, absolutely not. Pick your own poison, man. Okay? I'm not going to lie. Yeah, facts. He's telling the truth. They're going to do that anyway. But they want you to think it's a real thing. Something you can look forward to. And they sit there talking to you. Y'all go and watch one of the videos you think I'm playing. Like there's something common over here. You can I could say Maryland is a maid with benefits, right? You know it's a lie. I'm not going to say it in front of her. This is what these guys are doing. Yeah, he said, I'm glad to be back with the 8,000. I know. You had that Philippine withdrawal over there. And Philippine withdrawal ain't no joke. Oh, absolutely. He said any white women in the Philippines. You go to Siquijor Island. You see some of the finest white women you ever seen. I don't know if they're from America, even though I've eaten with a white American woman before. Me and Marilyn was there, and she was at the other table. I knew she was American by the way she talked. But most of the time, they're European women. You damn right. Ask the locals. They have be popping out because they wear the real G-string bikinis to the beach. Not what these Filipinos be wearing. The Filipinos really be wearing bloomers still. Some of them, but I'm talking about now the European women, all you see is that one little string going in their butthole. Yeah, Siquijor Island. Siquijor. What's up, Sheldon? He says, I'm not looking forward to the flight. Yeah, you will, because uh you be so excited, man. Hell, it's on your second time. That flight will go so fast. He said, bread and circuses. That's how they keep the masses fed and entertained. People are waking up and realizing the finish line for the rat race is death. Yeah. Until they wake up, they'll be unhappy. Yeah, let's talk about this for a little while. This is true right here. Yeah, the finish line for the rat race is death. You know, he said this last. He's got a Mike Dooley. These are old videos. It's like 19 years old, but it's called 106 billion. And he says, go for it. He says this opportunity will never come again. Why do we want to wait till we retire? And he was talking about everybody wants their ducks in a row. He said the ducks never line up in a row. He said what he noticed was is when the mother duck takes off on her journey, do all the other ducks fall in line behind her? You got to get started, man. You're sitting there waiting for the right time and all this stuff. It's never going to come, guys. He asked 3 questions. He said, number 1, what are you so afraid of? What, losing your job? He said, yeah, the real G-string. Yeah, that was invented in Brazil when we like the Lost Our Mans back in the 80s when we went to Rio for 5 days and saw the real fishnet bikinis. I'm talking about these are real women wearing fishnet bikinis, not prostitutes. And G-strings. Here I am, a little, 20-year-old. I was 20. I just turned 20 that May. We got there October of 83. Just a 20-year-old country boy from Louisville, Kentucky. Man, we went crazy, man. I spent all my money in one night. All my money was gone in one night. I was broke. Yeah, they wearing the real G string, and they'll lay out there, and then they'll take their top off. You know, you can see it's always laying like this, and they're laying on and the local guys here just go crazy. They can't believe it. These women, you know, white women have been into fitness for a long time. They figured it out a long time ago. If I'm gonna stay with my husband, I need to work out. You know, I know men are going by what they see, and these women, man, are built. I mean, some of the finest women I've seen in the Philippines have been white women on Siquijor. Or even they're coming now more to Bohol and, of course, Boracay. But you want to see them, go to Siquijor. They're there. Hey, what's up? He said, I'll be making my apartment hunting trip in September and October. I want to move over in March. Yeah, I have a plan, man. That's a good thing to come over and explore. Make that exploration trip. Don't just sell everything and jump over here. But see, he said, oh, they wear dental floss. Man, what are you talking about? I mean, there's nothing left to be desired. What's up, Cisco? I mean, it's really not. You know, when I first got here, Filipinos wasn't even wearing. Man, if you saw a bikini, a Filipino wear a bikini, they called she was liberated. They wasn't, man. They wore shorts and that long sleeve, looked like a scuba diving shirt. I mean, I'm talking about 90% of them. If a woman had a bikini, okay, like my son's mother, when we went to Bohol, my first trip to Bohol, I bought her a bikini, man. She was so shy to wear that thing. And now the ones they wear, they're not wearing real G-string. You know, they'll part of their butt is showing, but not the real G-string. Just goes in the house. Yeah, like a brick house. Roger's been there. He knows I'm not lying. I remember one time, man, when we wasn't living there yet. Me and Merlin were in the tricycle. We're coming back from Palatine Beach, right? And, you know, it's a beach town, Siquijor. So, you know, people are walking around in bikinis and stuff. Man, this white woman come walking down the street. It was two of them. But the one I know, she on a red, man, G-string bikini. This was one of the most beautiful women I've probably seen in my life. Because her hair was like a brunette. Because this woman was fine. You hear me? She probably was about 5'2" or 5'3". I mean, she was just unbelievably beautiful, man. And that's where they are. You know, I've never stopped to ask them, like, what is the connection between Europeans and Siquijor? Now, I do know that during World War II, a lot of Polish people, a lot of Jewish people, they were escaping, and the Philippines opened up their doors. The history goes back there, so maybe that's it. He said she's wearing a real bikini. She's a man. Well, no, they wear them now. They really wear them now. If you saw the video where I put, what was that video? That was Merlin. It was Merlin, our daughter Sahara, Jade, and then the two sisters. They all have bikinis on in Boracay. Hey, Rashad, thanks for that super chat. He says his areola is a big deal in the Philippines. What is that? I don't know what that is. Are you back working, Cisco? I know you were retired. Well, what are you talking about, Rashad? You know. He said, man, I wish I can find all the hidden gems. I'm tired of going to the same spots. Boracay, Cebu, Bohol. It gets old. Shit, there's so many places in the Philippines. They ain't going to get old. Yeah, if you keep going around circles like that, it's so many places. You never even been to Bantayan Island. Just on Cebu Island, you got Bantayan Island, Camotes, Malapascua. Marwal, Aslav. You ain't went nowhere. That's just Cebu. Argyle, where Thomas lives. You talking about Boracay? Hell, come back on to Panay Island where Cataclan is. You don't even have to go to Boracay. There's a long stretch, man, of white sand beach. Hell, it's just as beautiful as Boracay. Man, there's no way you can see all the Philippines, man. When people talk about, oh, I'm tired, I'm bored, that's because you're lazy. You won't get out, man. Go to Mindanao. Go to, okay, you said Boracay, then go to Masasa Beach. Raymond sent me some pictures from Masasa Beach. It's beautiful. I never even heard of that place. Puerto Galera, man, so many places. You'll never, ever. It's so many places, man. We got Lackawanna Island here. We never go to it because it's too damn expensive. It's an island, right? It's right across from Cadiz. Altogether it's about 4 hours from here. We've been there a couple of times. You know, you catch the bus to Cadiz, then you catch the ferry over to Lackawanna Island. Beautiful, man. It's so many places. You'll never, man, no way. Well, I know they're in Surigao. He said, I saw some of them hot mamas in Sikiho. I did my best not to stare. Yeah, at their booties, yeah. But I'm still a man. It's crazy when you go there. You'll see, they'll be like this, the locals. They'll be sitting right here with their backs against the coconut tree looking. He said, Calvin, is a good woman is you got to take your time and find a good one. It's tough. Lots of opportunity, but takes a while as more will be revealed and the hot ones in demand. You know what, that they want money. Yeah, I was watching, somebody sent me a picture, a screenshot of Filipina Elated. I didn't even know it was her, man. She come a long way. I got to applaud her, man. She come a long way. And they said, somebody said in the comments, they said, yeah, they put the true girls to shame because the true girls were real, real people. He said, these women, they out to get you. And it really shocks me about this Filipina later because she was so shy and bashful and humble when I first met her. But I'm not knocking her, man. She's come a long way, man. What do you mean, Elo, our lady? Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I would take Elo. Now, lady's more laid back. I will say that Ormoc Lady is supposed to be the safest city in the Philippines. But you remember, when you go to Lady, you got to be weary of leery of the weather, man. The weather's no joke there. Oh, okay, ring around the. No, you might see that probably in Angeles City. You'll have to see anything in Angeles City, guys. Yeah, Mindanao. Man, Mindanao is vast. It's the second largest island in the Philippines behind Luzon. There's many places you can go there. You won't have any problem. I told you go to Glen, Sarangani Province. Fly into General Santos, Q, and then take a van. It's about 45 minutes from General Santos down to Glen. Stay at the Cocoa Beach Resort. I think it's like $40 a night. Thank me now. You right on the beach. It's like a 1 kilometer stretch of nothing but white sand beach. If you, your son, and your wife go there, you probably be the only ones on that beach. Or you say Mindanao, go to Davao and catch the 8-minute ferry over to Samal Island. Guys, there's so much to do here in the Philippines, man. Y'all need to quit. Hey, Rashard, thanks for that super chase and Google Cardi B chest. Okay. LOL, that's my question. Oh, that's what you're talking about. Oh, okay, too many Long Island. I already did. I already had one. And we had a nice time, man. We took a bunch of women from here there. Bunch of Maryland's gym mates went. Yeah, I got a little bit of it the other day in my video that I put on there, but she's better now. I even rode with her a couple of times because she don't have a choice. I'm not gonna drive that thing, man. I mean, it's so fun to drive it, but I'm just so nervous that, man, if you get involved in an accident here, guys, you can kiss your ass goodbye. You know, your whole retirement can be shot. You know, you fuck around being an accident, man. The road over here is the most dangerous place, guys. I didn't say it. Statistically, the most dangerous place in the Philippines is on the road. That's why I always ride those big buses, because they say that's the safest. If you're going to get in an accident on the road, the bus is the safest mode of transportation. Not the motorcycle. Not the car. Yeah, he knows what I'm talking about, Paul. He lives up in, hell, they got some nice hidden gems up in Valencia. Hell, if you just go to Darwin or Bacone or, hell, Zamboanguita, that stretch of Q, don't you realize the Philippines has something like, I want to say 38,000 kilometers of coastline. Some of the largest coastline in the world is here. It's just so many gems, though. Even if you don't like the beach, the mountains, man, come on, guys. That's what y'all missing. I remember one time, me, Michael, Beach of Life. It was after one of my meet and greets here in San Carlos. Believe it might have been the first one. We went way up in the mountains, and Michael Beach of Life was controlling somebody's Smiley had a brand new drone. And Michael Beach had lost it. We thought it was gone, man. It was way out there. And I think Smiley had paid like $1,400 or $1,500 for it. Everybody had lost hope. Next thing you know, here comes that thing back around. I know Michael Beach the Light was happy, but I'm just saying, you can go way up in those mountains like that, Q. What's up, Juice? You know, that's why I say when guys get on here and they talk, and, you know, when they generalize the Philippines, they really don't know what they're talking about. Most of these guys that you see that talk negatively about the Philippines, they don't go anywhere. They stay in those same little areas. Like Q was saying, they go around and around in a circle. There was a guy who stayed in my guest house. His name is Bumps and Bruce's. He's got a good channel. He took a motorcycle all around the Philippines. I'm talking about it took him 6 to 9 months to do it because he took a break and went back. He lives in Thailand. He said, Calvin, he said, some of them, you know, just most unbelievable natural beauty saw in the Philippines and nobody was there, he said. You do know in Palawan, Philippines has the 8th wonder of the world there. What? Who is that? What are you cooking in there? Did you do... Put one of the mangoes in the refrigerator so when it's ready. These guys haven't been anywhere. She's like a superstar now. She's got like 150,000 subscribers or something like that. Like I said, I don't know if anybody's come as far as she has. I didn't even recognize her. She was one of her moderators, came to the Philippines to visit, but somebody was watching the live stream and they said, man, the money they was giving her is crazy. And I was like, she's worked hard, man. I'm just being honest with you. Nobody's that young lady's come so far, man. You can only, uh, you got to give her props. But at the same time, this is that hidden part of the Philippines YouTube that you guys don't see. Thousands of dollars, man, that we're forking over to these young women, man, trying to gain favor with them. They already got some man. I know somebody's pumping that girl up, man, because even her body's changed. What's up, Blizzard Abroad? Oh, my blood pressure's good now. It was just from, man, I was in Manila for 2 weeks straight. Um, and, just eating out every single day. Well, supposedly, they've got a new electric grid going over there. The same company, they found out there was some shady stuff going on. So they gave the contract to somebody else. They said it's not as bad as it was. Oh, okay. Yeah, now see, here's where that's the Isle of the Chance territory. What's up? Well, I think she kind of settled down because I think her and her boyfriend or husband or whatever, I think they're over in Thailand now. They were. I think he kind of slowly took her out of the mix, because the gig was up. Once they found out she had somebody, see, once they found out you got somebody, they kind of pulled back. They closed their wallets because that's what was happening to her. No, I don't. I don't. I don't. Um, it's not worth the expense for me here. You know, it would take me forever to get my money back. You know, I don't have to. Here it's still expensive, Q, to get solar. I mean, it's not as um, expensive, obviously, as in America, but it's still expensive. My electric's only like at the most it's $166 a month. That's my biggest bill. But yeah, let's talk about this a little bit. But we'll talk about whatever y'all want to talk about. But I asked the question. I said, why are people not as happy with more today as they used to be with less in the past? So I googled it, and it says due to a psychological phenomenon like the hedonic treadmill. What's the hedonic treadmill? It just says humans adapt to improved conditions quickly. When you finally get that better phone or larger house, it provides a temporary spike in dopamine, but it rapidly becomes your new baseline. So basically, people are getting spoiled so fast, leaving you wanting the next thing. You hit that plateau. But then it says there's something called the comparison trap. Remember, it was keeping up with the Joneses, but now with social media, you comparing yourself to people globally now, around the world. That's what it says. It says the happiness is heavily relative and it's subjective too. It's highly subjective. Happiness is. It says historically your peers were just your neighbors. Today the internet exposes you to the most successful, polished versions of people globally, which artificially raises the bar of what is considered enough. This is what's going on with us. Okay? You don't even realize it. It's subliminal. It's no man. It's no longer even a rat race anymore, man. You talking about a global race now. He said with the average age of 26, they're in their prime. So retire early or work remote, explore, but keep control of your money. And don't fall for the sweet pea, as so many come here and leave their money and house behind. Yeah, this is a fact. That's why I don't be playing, man, with the information I give out here, man. I don't make shit up. I don't be playing too much on the line, too much at stake. Too many men are coming over here losing everything, chasing these old dreams, these old myths. He said, yeah, that hedonic treadmill. Yeah, it's a trip, right? The shit that's happening to us. He said there must be I must have a dopamine shortage then because I still have my iPhone 11. Yeah, they're talking about, though, this is the reason why people aren't as happy. We hit that plateau too quick. It used to be, how you buy a new car, you got that new car smell. Then by the time you get that first payment, man, you be like, man, why did I even buy this damn car? But I mean, life is so good now, though. It's, because they say happiness is a choice, just like, being angry and frustrated is a choice. Man, reality has to kick in at some time, man, during your day. This is the only life you're going to have, man. You're going to be dead a long time. You better start enjoying life, man, the best way. They say joy and contentment is better than being happy. They say happy is no longer even the goal of life anymore because it's unrealistic. They said life is too unpredictable. It's too tumultuous, for that to be the goal. He says, I agree with this philosophy. However, I believe men are happier having two women versus one. Yeah, that's what you think. I know it sounds good. But imagine having two headaches instead of one. Means you get rid of one headache, and oh man, my life is good. Here comes the other headache. You always got one of them's going to be on a period. One of them's going to be moody. It sounds good, man. He said, how much exactly 2 months left till I move to the Philippines? How many times have you been here, Salvador? He said, people are never satisfied. I remember buying a Mercedes-Benz and wanting something better after 5 months. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And they got something called the paradox of choice. Psychologist Barry Schwartz details in his The Paradox of Choice framework that access options cause decision paralysis. This is what I put right here. I said with more options, but I didn't even see this. You would think we'd be happy, but really that creates paralysis. It does. I've talked about it here. With Filipinos, you can't give them choices, man. Me and Merlin, I go crazy. You got to make the plans. You got to, do everything. Otherwise, if you leave it to her, they get paralyzed, man. When we went and got the sheet set for this bed, I just said, look, give us this one. She's sitting there going back and forth. But he says, access options cause decision paralysis, anxiety, and deep regret as you constantly wonder if you missed out on a better option. Sort of like that fear of missing out. He said, richer than kings of old, yeah, miserable in their wealth. Absolutely, man. We're earning more money. Our standard of living is off the charts compared to our parents and our grandparents. It's all right here. It's being given to us on a silver platter. Maybe that's what it is. Because my daughter got mad at me. I just gave her $100, right? She asked me for $150. And I said, no, I'm not giving you $150. this new generation, man, they don't want to work for nothing. They want it all to be given to them. Yeah, it isn't permanent. But yeah, it says happiness cannot be the ultimate goal because life is too tumultuous, unpredictable, and uncontrollable. That's what they're saying. It's too much shit out of your control to make that the goal. England's kicking butt. Yeah, it is exhausting. It's just something when when you're younger, you think, I can have two women. Bullshit. Once you blow that load, man, now you got two women you don't want to be bothered with. The hell with that. He said, like you say, the hardest thing to shake is guys want to keep their lifestyle when they come here and don't keep a tight rein on their budget. And social media is powerful. Draw as you see others living large. Yeah, we were talking about this the other day. Keeping up with the Joneses, but now they're talking about keeping up with the globe. Then it says a shift in focus. It said when conditions were poor, the driving goal of life was basic survival and tangible progress, which provided clear purpose. He says now that basic needs are often met, people pursue abstract achievements, fame, relentless wealth, which often disconnect them from the simple, grounded connections that truly fuel happiness. This is what's going on with people. But this new generation, they're just unhappy because they can't have it yesterday, and they don't want to work for it. They think the world owes them something. He said everybody thinks they can achieve billionaire status and won't be happy until they do. So basically, they will never be happy. Yeah, this is what he's saying. He said when conditions were poor, the driving goal of life was basic survival and tangible progress, which provided clear purpose. Now, you don't have the basic. Your basic needs are being, now you got all this abstract, he calls it abstract achievements. I want to be a billionaire. It disconnects them from the simple, grounded connections that truly fuel happiness. Everybody wants to be Elon Musk. I don't. Yeah, this is true about this paradox of choice. Do not give a woman over here a choice, guys. I promise you. They're not going to be able to make it. I remember I sent Marilyn to the store to get something. I'm trying to think what it was. Of course, she didn't come back with it. You know why? It was too expensive, she said. No, it's just, what do you got? Two dicks or something? That's the only way two women are going to be exhilarating if you got two dicks. Yeah, she got mad at me talking about, because she wants to take some type of, it costs $700 to register for this phlebotomist test, right? Because I'm saying, you're always trying to get into something, and then when you finish that, you're getting into something else. You just stay on that one track, okay, until you achieve something. Oh, yeah, this is a fact. I said this a long time ago. One of the hardest decisions you're going to have to make over here is who you're going to settle down with. He says he sells me and have too many options here too. That's why so many have trouble with the wandering eye. I'm guilty too. And it seems that it comes so easy. This is the trick too that gets us. There's more than meets the eye with these relationships, okay? They want to put it out there like it's easy, but you're going to pay a high price, guys. Okay, I'm just saying, that wandering eye will get you in trouble here because it's really true. I remember my American wife, her mother said, me and all the same, it's just a different face, right? And I was in my 30s then, and I really didn't get it. But she's really telling the truth. The same over here. The the uh, the culture is so thick, man, so rich and so thick over here that really all you're getting is a different face, a different body, really. All things being equal, let me tell you this, guy. If she got good throat, keep her. Throw the rest of them away, okay? Because that's hard to find nowadays. If a woman's got good head, you got to hold on to her. I'm sorry. All things being equal, everything else, I don't care what she looks like, man. If she's biting my damn dick and all that old stuff, I don't want nothing to do with it. He says, Unc, I'm in shape, brother. I don't want two women, even here in the States. Yeah, dealing with two in a region is diabolical. Yeah, at least I speak Spanish. Thai and Tagalog, heck no. Man, you can't handle two real women. I mean, your comeback game must be strong. It must be real strong. He said, I want meat sticks. You gotta have two women, you gotta have two dicks, man. Ain't no. They say human nature only lets happiness last until you're not happy anymore. Well, that's what he's saying. He's called it the hedonic treadmill. You hit that plateau, that becomes your plateau now. So that's what happens when people come to the Philippines. They're so excited about it, and it's such a good thing, and then they become accustomed to it, and they say, oh, it's not good enough for me anymore. I need Thailand. And then I need Vietnam. And remember the comparison trap. You start listening, you can't even get settled here. Now you're listening to the people in Cambodia. Now they say, oh, Cambodia's booming. Guys, it's not going to be booming once you be over there for a while. It's going to be the same. You're going to start looking around for some other place. This is the thing. The lady said joy and contentment is more of what we should be searching for. Remember, you're not even going to know you got it good until you know you got it good. A lot of us have let shit go, good things go, slip through our hands because we didn't realize how good we had it until it's gone. Yeah, it's too damn headaches. He knows it. That little wife he's got wouldn't put up with that. He knows it. I saw that video. Q was in the... Man, y'all need to go on Q's channel. You want to see his channel reminds me of how I used to live. I've lived like that before. But people don't see that for real. They don't see that. They see this. They see like modern stuff. Y'all need to check out Q's channel for real. I'm just saying, he talks a lot about the algorithm just hasn't caught him yet. He's got enough subscribers, I think. He's got 2 channels, but the other channel, Unfiltered Black Abroad, is like, he's doing like commentary. He's doing reaction videos. The Q in the Philippines channel, he's really got a good channel. I'm not trying to pump him up. His content on there is good. It shows you a side of the Philippines you very rarely see. No, not with my woman. I got a good woman. I'm saying at the end of the day, if she gives good head, you got to keep her. All things being equal, I'm saying, the culture over here is so thick, man. They're going to eat dried fish. Okay, they're going to eat rice with their hands. They're going to do all the same stuff. You're not getting anything new for real. Okay? But if she slurps and gulps, then, you got to keep her, man. Those things just don't come easily, man. Nowhere in the world. You got a good woman like that, man. I'm sorry. Because there was a video on YouTube where this black couple had been married for so long, so many years, right? They in church now, and the lady's interviewing her, and they said, well, what's the key to y'all the longevity, right? And the lady leaned over, not realizing the mic is right there, and she said, I suck his dick every day. This is what the old lady said, and everybody's laughing and stuff like that, but really it's true. Now that's different. Frank. He said, Cal, if you were single right now, would you have a roster? Yeah, because I did it before. But that's different than having two women. A roster's different. Hey, what's up, Mr. Ray? But I don't care what anybody says. He said we never see him again. Yeah. But I'm just saying, a lot of, you guys, you let a good thing go because you don't know how good you got it for real. Or it comes to you so easy. That's what happened to me. When I was with my son's mother, man, I mean, it was as good as you get. But I'm thinking, wow, look how easy this came to me. I can easily get this again. That's when I fucked up. But that, and certainly as you get older, because you need some help. Yeah, he is. He was an angel in his channel. Yeah, and a demon. Yeah, exactly. He's a family man on there. He goes all kind of places, takes his family out to dinner and different things. You don't see the Q. You wouldn't believe he's the same person. But he takes you deep into province. I mean, he's living there. See, I can say that if you're gonna live like that, Q, you can live for 1,000, but hell, you're still gonna be bored as hell. I mean, he lives in a block with cinder block. It's not even finished or nothing. And he's sitting there, and the people coming up trying to sell him stuff, and the windows got a big wooden board on it over it. I'm like, nah, I can't. That's too primitive for me. Those are places I like to visit. Now, I'm not going to live there. Okay? But I'll take that over anything else. If she got good head, she can get fed. He said maybe something chill with somebody, but building all over again with someone at this age, yeah. Yeah, you got to know you got a good thing, man. Are you going to mess it up? You're going to mess it up, man. And that's what happens, guys. It's too many choices over here, and then you see it seems to be so easy that they've let a lot of good women slip through their hands. He says social media is the common denominator to why everything is effed up. Family, relationships, business, entertainment, everything. Social media. It's true, that comparison trap. He said today the internet exposes you to the most successful, polished versions of people globally. Imagine this shit ain't real, man. That's why I try to be as real as I possibly can. It's too much fake shit on the internet. It's fucking with your mind. You never see people unhappy. You never hear about their problems. It's always the best of their lives. Certainly on Facebook, man. I don't even really I may post something on Facebook once or twice a week. Just something simple like Happy 5th of July, I said the other day. But that's where you see it. You never, it's just crazy, man. The most successful, polished versions of people. This is what's on the internet. This is what's on YouTube a lot of times. And then when guys come over here and they can't get that polished version, then they take it out on the vlogger. Oh, he's selling dreams. He says, play catch the chicken. Hey, I got chickens around here. Oh, yeah, he's definitely living like a local. That's why $1,000 would go far with his life. I mean, when I saw that house, I was like, okay, I see why Q said he could live on 1,000. That's not even finished. You know how you see how my walls are hollow block, but they're finished. His are not. You just see the hollow blocks stacked one on top of the other with the cement oozing out of the side. You know, it's just like they just threw the damn house together. And I'm not talking about his family. I'm just saying that's just the way he's living. A lot of you guys can't live like that, man, because you got shit coming, you know, because you see how my ceiling and my roof, they meet. In the province, they don't. It's a big space. Them big ass lizards and shit, and birds can fly through there, bats. I wouldn't get 2 minutes of sleep. Now, Q does have a good channel, man. I'm not glazing Q. I'm not capping. Q's got a good channel. The people just haven't found him yet. He's got some interesting content. I'll watch it. That's how I know what I'm talking about. You know, Q got some real good stuff for people who want to really know what it's like to really live in a province. Because our provinces aren't the same, and you guys think that you can do it. Man, you better be built a certain way. He said he plans on, man, you ain't on manhandling nobody. That woman can take whatever you got. Trust me. Whatever you bring it to the table, they can handle it, man. Don't remember, you get your 15 minutes of fame, she gonna be screaming and hollering and stuff, and you know, they're actresses, man. Well, you have to know because you're not a child anymore. You've had relationships before. If you in your 40s and 50s and 60s and you don't know what constitutes a good woman, man, shame on you by now. You know, but over here, what happens, like Beach of Life said, is so many options that you think you got. You think all of them are the same, basically, and this and that, right? And you end up fucking up. You have a good one, and you think, oh, I got this one, I can go to the next one. You'll know. I mean, it's just the simple stuff. You can get, first of all, you can get along with the woman. Okay? She's not always on your damn nerves asking for shit all the time. They know you're going to spend. You know, you can trust them. You know, they got your best interest in mind. You know, she's looking after you because, you know, you're the golden goose. She's going to make sure that you're taken care of. But you will know. I mean, that's a crazy question to answer, you know. But certainly for a grown man, you ought to know what a good woman is. I know that one good thing I really like about Merlin. Merlin's got her own life, man. That wasn't always the case with women that I dealt with over here. I was their life. I mean, they clung to me, man. It's like, that shit gets old. He said, I used to hang out on live streams when he was hella new. I don't know why he stopped. I don't let the lack of viewers, don't let the lack of viewers make you quit. Like I said, he's got an interesting channel, guys. If you really want to see a part of the Philippines you don't see, He said, yeah, social media sucks. All the fake shit and people comparing themselves to what others are showing online. So much bullshit. It is, man. It's there's good and bad with social media. Social media gives a lot of people a place to vent who otherwise will probably blow their brains out or go out and kill somebody else. But at the same time, it's fake as hell. It's so fake. And all the ads and stuff. See, you got to be careful when you over in Southeast Asia. It's not like in America, all that false advertising. That's against the law in America. You can do that over here. All these miracle cures and stuff. You know, they got pills over here that's supposed to make you taller. This is real, man. They sell that shit over here. You know, because, you know, Filipinos, they think they're too short. They want to grow. And it's just so much bullshit, man. You be like, really? You really going to sell pills that going to make me taller? Yeah, I like to visit. I couldn't. No, ain't no way I could live there. So that's why when people say, oh, it can't be done, I say, yeah, it can be done. But do you want to do it? It's possible. But you're not going to want to do that. Yeah, it's just, you know, if you got to, why start all over, really? Now you got to start all over. You got to find out what she likes. You got to train her on what you like. It's so many intangibles that you got to look out for now. See, all that has cleared the air with Marilyn. We've been together 7 years. That's a long time, man, to be with somebody from a whole different culture. You know, but you're human, like somebody said, like you said, Thomas. You know, you still got eyes, and you know, women will they'll come at you. They'll test you. You know, they'll test you, man. I don't look at women in the eyes here in St. Carlos City. You know, I certainly don't. If you saw the message that I got in my Sunshine Shoulders Facebook Messenger, okay, those hellos that John was talking about, and different things like that. But I know, you know, at the end of the day, it's just gonna be the same things what I've got right now. So why start over and waste all these millions? I mean, I'm all in, like I told my buddy Sean. Because I told him, I said, man, I'm building a carport out here. He's like, man, you all in. I said, hell, I've been all in. You know, I'm not going to cheat myself in my fourth quarter. I'm not going to half do something. If I'm going to do it, I'm going all in. Well, I'm all in now. I've spent millions of pesos, man. I don't have that kind of money to just walk away from because might be a yummy 6.5. Okay, and I got a yummy 6 in there. She ain't going to do anything that Marilyn won't do. So what? I'm the loser. It's just all in my mind. Trust me, she ain't going to do nothing Marilyn wouldn't do. Marilyn is smart. Okay? She's reasonable. That's all I've ever wanted is a woman who can reason. And says, I'm not gonna let him go. You know, I know what they're doing, what they're gonna do to him out there. I'm gonna do it to him here. No. This is what I'm saying. Okay, yeah. Well, you know, you will know, Vulture's Prime. You over here, you're gonna know. It's their demeanor, man. It's their disposition. Hey, bully. Yeah. Yeah. It's their demeanor. See, believe it or not, when I met Marilyn, when I saw Marilyn on dating site, y'all can think this is a lie, but this is true. I could see it in her eyes. I said, yeah, this woman's serious. She's really looking for somebody. I can see, I don't know. It's not some special power I got. Look at But it was true. Because somebody said, okay, remember I made the video the other day, the Jenny side? Okay. and the women, what's going on over here. Well, some guy sent me a picture of a woman on a dating site today whose name is Jenna Lynn with a G. And he said, yeah, she's ready to genocide somebody, right? And I just looked at her face like she's full of shit. I can look and tell that she's gonna, she's on there trying to, I could look at the way she's dressed and how her legs is, she got her legs showing. That, she's looking for a come up, man. It's just obvious. He says, I actually got a video in the vault of interviewing the Ada people in a mountain, uh, in Mount Pinatubo. But the audio is bad as we forgot to hit the record on the mic. If you go to Iloilo, that's Panay Island. That's what that's called. Um, you'll see a lot of Ada people in Antigua. Antigua is Antigua. Antique is the name. That's the area they live in. I'm talking. These are black people. They're shy, man. They're so shy and bashful. Hell, I had to really chase them down to give them 100 pesos each. It's like they saw me and took off running. Basically, we were in Iloilo, and I'm sweating and stuff, man. I'm trying to track them down. I don't know what they thought I was trying to do. I mean, the minute they saw me, they struck out with the bags and stuff rolling. But yeah, after a while, you can kind of figure out. I can see through the bullshit. And like I said, Merlin's, she's smart. She's like, well, hell, I know what they're going to do out there. I just do it here so it keeps you happy. Yeah, after 7 years, man, it's a long time over here, man, to be with somebody here. And like I said, sometimes, what's he talking about? Don't fake a stroke. Why you say that? I ain't gonna fake nothing, but man, my health ain't nothing to play with, dude. I know how to save my money over here. Please don't fake a stroke. Y'all don't realize when you put that kind of stuff out there, that's real. Yeah, you just do a voiceover. Good idea. Yeah, it don't really take a lot though, because looks do matter here. Looks matter, age matters, they just overlook it, for the, for the bottom line. Well, it matters. But he said, we ain't perfect either. It's better to stay in our lane and find one that truly wants you, not for your money. Well, it's all got a financial, initiative, guys. Don't fool yourself, man. I don't know if you can find a woman over here who doesn't want you for your money. I don't understand that one, Paul. As Cal has the best attitude, yeah, keep yourself in shape and accept the good and bad. Even if the woman has money or has access to money, there's a reason she's with you. Some type of opportunity. Maybe it's a status and prestige. There's something connected there. And even to help her keep hold of her money. She ain't got to spend hers if you spending it. Because there's men over here, guys. If they want that. He said, yeah, Q, just do a voiceover and make the vid Q. Yeah. And make the vid Q. People will want to watch it. Yeah. They will. Yeah, I must have scared them. They saw me and took off, man. I mean, you got to realize we're the only 4 black people in all Iloilo at that time, probably. But for some reason, they saw me, man, and struck out like, hey, maybe I look like one of the elders. They ain't supposed to be in that part of the town or something. I don't know what it was, but I had to chase them down. And I just said, wait. Because they couldn't speak English. I couldn't speak their language. I just pulled out and gave them 100 each. And turned around and went back. But hell, by that time, I just sweated out of my clothes. Because I couldn't understand. I'm like, well, why are they running? He says, this stage in life, what are we going to do that we haven't already done in the past? Yeah, just get you a good woman who's willing to throw down in the bedroom, in the kitchen, and keep her. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. You know, if you reach this point in your life where you don't know what a good woman is, you don't know a good woman, man, you in trouble over here. That's how they're going to get you. But like I said, my thing is that if she got good throat, man, you got to keep her. And I believe this is why guys put up with a lot of the things they put up with, dealing with, even though she's been with a foreigner before and all of that, right? Because she got good head. Because I said it a long time ago, even a crackhead can't outdo some of these women over here. I mean, because they want to please you so bad. And man, woo-wee. Yeah, hit the like button. They want to please you so bad. You be like, woo-wee, I ain't going nowhere. And this is what guys really want, but they don't understand. You can't get it for nothing. It don't come for free. You might get it the first time for free, you know. But to continue to get that for years upon years, man, you know, you got to be a decent human being. You got to do what you said you were going to do. But that's what's over here, you know. I have to be careful what I say because, you know, I just got people who hate me so much and just, you know, they see this that comparison trap. Instead of them living their life, they want to compare their life to mine. A lot of them want to be me. And I'm like, I don't want to be nobody else but me. Imagine you want to be Michael Jackson, but hell, Michael Jackson's dead. Or any of them other guys. You know what I'm saying? But they'll claim that, you know, that I'm exploiting women over here when I'm just telling you right what's in my face. Okay, I'm telling you the story of my life over here. I'm not taking advantage of anybody. Help anything I've been taking advantage of over here. He said, Marilyn chasing down your phone or the way she handles things for you shows she cares. Yeah, and you're right. Yeah, they all need you for your money, but I won't feel like she wants me for me. Yeah, to go all in. Yeah, eventually that may happen, you know. Remember Chang was on her the other day. She said, yeah, that some of it really turned into a real relationship. Yeah, but you have to understand, you know, we're all in it for something. You know, we always talk about what they're in it for. What are we in it for? You know, a woman's probably thinking, you know, I wish it wasn't all about sex or my pussy. Just like we're thinking, I wish it wasn't always about money. Remember Thomas asked that question. It was a good question. He said, don't you ever think that you know, no, he said, don't you ever wish that it was about more than money? You absolutely do. But this is just something that you got to hang in there, man. We're changing women over here like we're changing clothes. Yeah. Well, you know, what do you think she's going to say? He said his girlfriend told him he was handsome from the top of his head to the bottom of his feet. What do you think she's going to say? You ugly? Well, hell, this toilet that Q got, it's this basic toilet in the province and in some places. Okay? And in some places, you know, even in the city, it's just that low because they don't have a toilet seat. They squat. See, remember, America is only 250 years old. Okay, the America that we know is only 250 years old. We do everything wrong. We even use the toilet wrong. That's why we're so full of shit. It doesn't even get out of us. Yeah, he says, that's right, Paul. That's what I would be looking for, a woman that wants you for you. But don't come here then, because initially she's not going to look, okay, she's not going to want you for you. You do know the women we're dealing with over here, Ron. I don't understand. Y'all couldn't be that naive. This is why y'all get in trouble. You don't know the rules of the game over here. A lot of these relationships turn into the real deal and the woman can see past that? Yeah, but that's always going to be there. Okay, the word I was looking for the other day, the guy was right. The Philippines is an emerging market. That's what they call it now. An emerging market, a newly industrialized country, and also upper middle class economy. This is what the Philippines is now. It's no longer third world country, a newly developed country, emerging market, and upper middle class. Yeah, we all want this, Ryan. Okay, but at some point, you got to say, okay, I'm 63. If I can't get everything on the list, what's really important on that list? Can I trust her? Okay, because I'm telling you guys that it feels the same whether she loves you or not. When she's down there slobbing and gulping and slurping and all of that, gagging, it don't feel any different if she's with you for you. This is where we cheat ourselves. You miss out on women because they're even going to show you differently that they're into you than we're used to at home. You're not even going to know. You're looking for the same signals and stuff that you get at home. It's not going to come the same way. How will you ever know that she wants you for you, guys? I'm not picking on Ron, but everybody says this. How you going to know? Certainly in the beginning. How you going to know? You got to take the risk. Yeah, he said, right on, Cal. The guilty accuse you of doing what they want to do. Yeah, it's just, I'm not really going to sit around and waste my life trying to be somebody else and following somebody else's life and all that stuff like that. When my life is good enough, their life is good enough. Some people, that's the only content they've got. You know, it's just in them to do that. They can't do anything else. They're envious. But yeah, you gotta understand. Okay, we're in the women that we're dealing with are probably. I'm not saying this in a bad way. I'm saying this is a fact. Probably some of the poorest people you're gonna meet. And well, how do you know that, Cal? Because I met a woman here, a friend of mine, a good friend of mine. His mother was a humanitarian who traveled all around the world helping disadvantaged children. That was her career. And I met her in 2024 in Siquijor Island. And we shared a tricycle together. And she was telling me about her work. And, we started talking about the poverty in the Philippines. And she said it's the worst poverty in the world. She said simply because there's no wars really going on. There's no supply lines being broke and disrupted and everything like that. And, she went into some detail about it. Okay. So if you think you're going to come over here, meet any woman over here that's going to be interested in you, Ron or Paul, any of you guys, man, you barking up the wrong tree, man. You're sadly mistaken. They need help. They've got everything else but money. Listen to this. They got loving families. They've got friendships, man. They have batches and reunions every year. They don't miss that. And fiestas. They got all of that, man. But they just don't have no money. Okay. They got nice looking men over here if that's what they want. But in the beginning, man, that's the reason they get on there. Is to, hopefully find a man that they can, you know, eventually love, because they're not prostitutes. He said, yeah, the sexy pension. Yeah, that's what it is. That's the unspoken agreement. That's what it is. But these guys don't want to hear that. Why in the world would a woman, okay, go back, Ron, and all you guys who think that they're going to want you for you. Watch the video, The Fantastic 4 Inches. She wants a Filipino man for real. At the end of the day, this is who they're marrying. Okay, he doesn't have any more than what she's got. But he has everything in common with her. They laugh at the same jokes. They eat the same foods and everything. Okay. The women who get on those dating sites, they're the outliers, man. These are the outliers, guys. Okay. They say, look, I've tried everything else. I'm not willing to try everything else. I want the easiest off the way. And they know of women who've gotten on the dating sites and found that pathway to success. And they're just following that. It's a known, what do you call it? It's just a known way now. It's a proven way of getting out. Yeah, I seen one on the floor. I actually used it. He said, I've actually seen a toilet in the province that's on the floor. Quite literally. Yeah, it's a flat toilet. Yeah, almost like a hole. It is a hole. I saw one in Davao del Norte, Davao del Sur. I didn't even know how to use the damn thing. You squat and you use it. That's how you're supposed to use the bathroom. Squat, not sitting there flat. It's not all coming out, guys. That's why we're so sick all the time. You got to squat. You got to have some you got to let gravity help you some kind of way. In the way that, your body's made and all of that. But you're never going to know if a woman loves you anyway. Love yourself. That's going to help. If you come over here, you got low self-esteem and all that, you ain't going to know. Any woman that shows you some kind of attention, you're going to think she loves you. But if you love yourself and you know your true self-worth and self-value, it ain't going to take you long. You'll be able to see through the bullshit. He said, yeah, she wants you for you, your resources. Yeah. What's up, Saran a lot? But yeah, I had that flat toilet before, and I didn't know what to do. I took off all my clothes and laid on my back. I put my butt over the damn hole. By the time I got up, all my clothes in the back was wet. I had to go home. I know they were laughing at me. I was embarrassed. I was like, well, damn, I got to go home. All the back of my pants and shirt was wet. Yeah, a template. A design, for living, for getting out of poverty. That works. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm saying, dude, as you always do a lot of times, Rashard, you misinterpret what I'm saying. I'm talking about a 22-year-old woman and a 63-year-old man. Okay, don't you think a 22-year-old man is going to look better? I'm not saying if you want to be loved for you, if you're a black man, then more likely you're going to have to be with a black woman. Okay, if you want to be preferred, if that means a lot to you, because black women prefer black men. Okay, Filipino women prefer Filipino men. Okay, I'm just saying that they look a lot better than us. A 22-year-old man in prime is going to look a lot better than me. Certainly still got all his hair, and he cuts it the way that's in style over here and all that kind of stuff. This is what I'm saying. He said, Unc, I'll push back every time you start saying how handsome them dudes are as the reason. No, I didn't say they're better. I didn't say they were bad. I'm saying that's who they prefer. Well, I look like saying they're better. I didn't say they're better. Man, you put them Long Islands down, man. Now you're supposed to squat. This is just, this is a cultural thing for us. We sit flat on the toilet, but it's not the proper way. They've even gone so far as to say now in America, you got to get a stool to put in front of the toilet so you can sit your legs up there, so your legs are up here, so you can have that gravity pull on your damn intestine. Yeah, our squatting, we're just used to sitting flat where everything's not coming out, man. Yeah, I just did never. You got to realize this is 2010, I want to say, when this happened. I never seen nothing like that, maybe 2011. And that the porcelain, the towels out like that. This is a holder. I'm looking around from the toilet. I'm thinking, well, maybe they done took the toilet and moved it out some kind of way. How am I supposed to use it? And it must have been something I ate because it was coming. I didn't have a whole lot of time to think this through. He said, Alexa, how you pronounce that last name? Ela? Now look, listen. Y'all gonna think I'm crazy, but all I gotta tell you is go back on some of my videos, okay? Now this is the Filipino tennis star right now, right? That swept the world right now, But don't y'all remember when I said, remember when I was playing all that tennis every other day? And I used to see these young kids out there playing. I'd be like, wow, they were so good. And I said, one day, there's going to be a Filipino that's going to rise through the ranks and, on the world stage. This was about 3 years ago. I never even knew about this girl. She's from the Philippines, okay? She grew up here. What happened was, as she started showing promise, they took her to Spain, the tennis people. The guy, Nadal, she went to his academy. But she came from here, the Philippines, man. I knew it, though. I knew it. And I also said there's going to be a soccer player that's going to come up through the ranks here in the Philippines and eventually onto the world stage. It's going to happen, guys. The weather promotes them practicing and playing all year round. But I saw it. I said, man, these people, they're playing some damn good tennis to be so young. Because I used to hit with them, and I'd be thinking like, well, hell, he's 16. Dude, 12. They be playing. And I'll be down. Here she is. Iyala, okay. And here she is now. Okay. But I seen it. I knew it. I know sports, man. I just didn't know it was going to happen this soon. But I knew it was going to happen. Yeah, he said he got friends home that had that stool. Yeah. Women to the toilet. A pickleball. Well, now they trying to, there's so many affairs going on. We saw this on Facebook the other day. There's so many men and women cheating on their spouses playing this tennis, this pickleball that they talking about cutting it out. He said they're entitled. No, not basketball. It's gonna be a while for basketball, but tennis and soccer, yeah, because tennis and soccer, you really don't have to be that big. Like basketball, Joseph. Hey, ISG Horn, thanks for that super chat. He says the fair exchange is not robbery. Men need to stand on that dealing with women. But a 30 plus age gap statistically is prone to fail. There are exceptions. Yeah, if you got a 30 age gap, well, you know, how long does it have to last for it to be successful, though? Because all relationships fail, as she horn, one way or the other. Even if you go the distance and she died. I saw the other day where Louis Farrakhan, his wife of 74 years, died. But I mean, if you going, I think we go into it, like the guy says, we're entitled. We got a whole different way of thinking. You're 60 years old. You surely can't go into it with a relationship with a woman 20, 25, 30, looking for a fair exchange, looking for love and all this kind of stuff. We got to be real about it, man. And the more realistic it is you are about it, probably the more successful the relationship is going to be, or the more you're going to get out of it. You know, if you can have 4 or 5 good years with her, then you should be happy. You know, but I don't know. I just don't know this fair exchange stuff. It's just crazy, man. It's just crazy that here's what's so crazy about ISG Horn. The one thing that makes it a fair exchange, we don't even want to admit, or we don't want her to like us for, which is your money. That's the only reason why she's even dealing with you. You talking about a fair exchange, you know, the one thing that men won't acknowledge from the beginning is the money. That's why she's with you. The one thing that you absolutely know why you get on the plane and come to the Philippines that you have a shot is because of your Social Security or your pension. But then on the other hand, you want to say, I want her to love me for me. Come on, man. You can have it one way or the other. You can't have it both ways. You know, in your heart of hearts, that's what's doing it. Yeah, they love volleyball too. They got a women's volleyball league over here. No, I think he's tied, right? Okay, First Sergeant Horn. I keep saying ISG. I'm sorry, man. Oh, yeah, but that's totally different. They're not coming from here, though, Joseph. They don't come from here, though. Jalen Green and all those guys, they were born and raised in America. I'm talking about coming from the Philippines. Not one native-born Filipinos ever played in the NBA. Come on, guys. You know that. I'm sorry. They thought it was going to be that big 7'2" guy. Yeah, but she's making her way through Wimbledon. I think she was in the top 16. What is she now? Okay, yeah. This she's in the top 16. Cause I know what's the Japanese, half black young lady, she's moving up again. This the furthest she's ever been in Wimbledon. What's her name? Osaka? What's her name? The one who's won 4 majors and then had the nervous breakdown. Now she's coming back. Yeah, it eventually happened, but that basketball's it's hard to break, man. When you got the Europeans coming, I guess it would be Asia next. But you got what's his name? Yao Ming? Yeah, Osaka, yeah. She's back kicking butt. But yeah, guys, I got to get off here because I'm supposed to meet a guy for lunch today at 12:30. Uh, I think he lives here in St. Carlos City, but I think he just came back. And his wife messaged me yesterday, and I told him, yeah, we can meet, for lunch today at Mahawani. I'm not gonna eat a whole lot. Yeah, Naomi Osaka. Yeah, she's back, man. Thank you, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yeah, the one time she was like number 1, wasn't she? But thank y'all so much for your super chats, super stickers, all your thumbs up, all your support. I did want to say, guys, that Made with Benefits, that's been on my mind. That doesn't exist, guys. That's entertainment. When you see those videos, always, take that with a grain of salt, man. Those people are lying to y'all. You're not going to be able to come over here and get that. I mean, just get you a prostitute or bar girl and have her clean your house. That's the closest you're going to get to that. There's no self-respecting Filipino woman in her right mind is going to be a Made with Benefits, guys. They're lying to you. And not one woman who makes a video like that would deal with that situation, would agree to that agreement. And no man who makes a video like that has that right now. He's lying. Okay. Oh, wow. They're coming back. Hey, thanks for the super sticker, Q. Hey, what's up, Johnny? It's my buddy, man. He came here before. Is this you, Johnny? You look different, man. But yeah, he came here. And man, I'll tell you, this guy might have made the quickest turnaround ever. His brother ended up dying. He wasn't here but a day or two. His brother ended up dying. He had to turn around and go back home, man. I felt sorry for him. Not only because of his uncle. His brother, but just that trip. And he had his children with him. He said, take care, Uncle, enjoy that tune up. Yeah, I know you miss it, man. That's why you so frustrated. You miss your little woman, man. You can't wait to get back. I know she's doing peekaboo with you. It ain't enough, though. It ain't enough. Oh, yeah. Boxing. Now, see, they used to have a good boxing tournament in Cebu when I lived in Cebu every Friday at the waterfront. But, the pandemic took that away. The lockdown. Yeah, it's just a fantasy. And guys they sit on the edge of their seat whenever they see it. Look at those videos. There's not one video that I've ever seen like that didn't get less than 10,000. I mean, they blow up. Because men really think that's true. That's a lie, man. They're lying. They're lying and they know it, man. And remember, the Filipino does 2 things when she's running out of content. Always remember this. She'll come up with that Made with Benefits video, or they'll throw on the bikini. I was shocked. Well, I wasn't shocked. I'm just saying, well, here we go. I saw with D the other day. She done threw on the bikini. They all done put on the bikini. P had the bikini on. All of them. That's their go-to, vlog when they need views. But when the guy said selling dreams, something just went off in my head. That's the biggest dream that they try to sell about the Philippines over here. And men really believe it. You ain't going to have that over here, guys. You can call it what you want to call it. That ain't what she got in her mind. In her mind, you her boyfriend or fiance. She ain't no damn maid with no benefits. But take care, y'all.